Asa Rehmann's here. Hey, Asa, welcome back.
Asa, good to see you.
Happy New Year. Can we still do
Happy New Year?
Yeah. Is it a Happy New Year where you are? Is it?
It's all right. It's something. It's a new year.
Hey, it's a new year.
Exclamation point.
You got a new manager out there.
Yeah, finally got that over the line. Got it. Signed, sealed, delivered before they head over to Spain. So they're off to Spain now, and Jesper Sorensen is the man. Don't know if he was the top choice. Only Axel Schuster knows where he was in the search for the next manager for the Vancouver Whitecaps. But overall, initial thoughts, initial reaction, I think it was a pretty good get for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Good pedigree, good resume. One thing you guys talked about the other day, though, the success, I guess the championships, not quite there. But that's obviously something that he's chasing as well. So he's looking to kind of build up his resume and experience and learn and grow as well. And could be a really good fit here. The team is pretty mature. The other thing that fans are waiting for here is who are the signings. They've had players exit, players go out the door, haven't really brought anyone in yet. Opportunity for some young players to maybe step up, have an impact on this team. And we'll find out a lot, I guess, from how things go in Spain. And then he'll get a look at the team as well and figure out what he has, what he needs to get. And then we'll go from there. But at least they got a man in charge now, and pretty exciting, I guess, for the team to kind of at least have that done and go into a season where expectations are a little bit higher. I think that they are hoping to finish top half of the table, or say top 5, 6 probably, and in the West, and have a real push this year and kind of take the team to the next level.
Do we hear much in Vancouver? Is there a lot of chatter about new ownership and the club being for sale, and what's the future of the Vancouver Whitecaps?
Yeah, still comes up in the press conferences. Finally got a look at the players on Monday. Jesper Sorensen available on Tuesday, and it comes up every time. I think it will keep coming up. Axel Schuster mentioned you can just kind of bench that. It's going to take some time and bring it up in 6 months. So I think everybody mark their calendars and is really circle that. In 6 months' time, it'll be brought up once again. It'll probably be brought up a few more times. So yeah, a lot of question marks about the sale of the team. And I heard that there is some early interest. I haven't heard anything official as far as like who that might be, if they might be going anywhere. But the Vancouver Whitecaps are pretty strong in this market. There's a long history, as you know, Craig. And I think that there's also there's a lot of passion for this club. There's real interest to try to keep them here. This year is going to be really interesting. And yeah, that ownership side of things, we talked about it, last year, and fascinated to see who the potential buyers might be for the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Hey, so do you think that's going to affect the players, knowing that, they could be leaving, they could be unsettled, there's not much stability within Vancouver right now?
So, Jimmy, I was thinking about that sort of over the break, over the holiday. Like, you can't help but wonder if you're a player, right? The future of the club, where they might be headed. And everyone's, kind of back home on their own. So, left with their own thoughts, trying to figure out what the next step might be. If it is indeed here in Vancouver, which is why I thought this coaching spot was so important. Just getting that person in place to kind of bring everyone together. They did have some moments of kind of getting the group together, which I think helped. Brian Gall's getting married. We found out Ranko Veselinovic is engaged, and there's definitely a core here that's been together for 3 or 4 years now. And I think that there's a bond, so that helps to bring this team together. But yeah, you think that it could definitely spill into the field. It's going to be important for them to have a strong start, and a lot on the plate of Sorensen to kind of get this team together and have a strong start, because sure, that doubt, those questions will start to creep in once, if they have a bad start or if there's any sort of adversity. But if they start clicking right away, if we see some good signs early on, then you could see there could be something that just galvanizes this group. The fact that, we're up for sale and people doubted us. And here we are getting these results coming together because there's a lot of quality on the pitch. If they can stay healthy, Kubas, Veselinovic, Ryan Gauld, Ali Ahmed, who I think is looking to have a bounce back year as well. It's just a quieter year dealing with injuries last year. We heard from Sam Adekubi on Monday. He's another player that's, I think, looking to prove something here, especially with the World Cup right around the corner. So it could be this group with this core that really comes together and turns some heads early on. And maybe, it's something that brings this group together.
Or it's a great excuse.
Oh, sorry.
Same
Go
thing,
ahead.
a great excuse to fail as well, couldn't it? One of the two.
That's just it, right? And that's where results, I think, have such an impact on this sort of stuff. Because, you want to start playing some good ball. You want to come together and do the right thing and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, it falls on the results here. And even if you played well and lose 2-1, you're right. Like, then that doubt starts to come in, and then it could be an excuse. It's probably a question that comes up from media as well. So you have to start facing this. You get the results, even if it's a cheesy goal at the end, whatever. You get the couple wins in a row, and that's less of an issue. All of a sudden, it's, wow, look at Ali's start to the season, or look at what, it's something else. So, yeah, those results early on are going to be really important.
What do you have against cheesy goals? A goal's a goal, Asa.
They all count the same. Yeah.
I was going to ask you that same uncertainty as it pertained to the players that Jimmy was asking about. Schuster was pretty tight-lipped about the other candidates. Do you think that the instability with the franchise up for sale acted as a deterrent to potentially some other candidates? And then part two is, do you think that Sorensen is really the guy to get this talented group over the hump and past that first round of the playoffs?
First, I think it must have been, something that weighed on the minds of the candidates that were looking at this, right? It's out there. You know that the team is up for sale. You know that ownership is likely to change in the next year or two, however long it takes. If you are moving from abroad, you probably want some stability. Even if the team doesn't end up moving with new ownership, comes change. And as a coach, you're thinking about that. You must be aware that could mean that your job, your future will be in jeopardy with that club in a year or two, right? Like, that's got to be something that you're thinking about. So I have to believe that had some impact in the search for the next coach of the Vancouver Whitecaps. As far as Sorensen being the right person, again, I think Axel is the one that knows where he was in the pecking order as far as players or coaches that he was looking to lead this club. But I think he could be the right person. Strong resume, very good playing career, good coaching in high intense, high stakes environments at Brøndby, and he could be a player that is able to or a coach that could be able to bring some strong players as well. The U21 team, I was looking through that, just kind of thinking, who could he bring over from this team? And those players are rumored to Celtic, playing at Lazio. Top players to bring over. They're all playing at a high level from that U21 team that he coached 2 or 3 years ago. So he's probably got a long list of players that he's kind of come across, dealt with over the years, and it'd be really exciting to see if he brings someone over. But we'll see if he has an impact there, because if he does, then that could also mean that he's the right person for the job, because he was able to kind of improve the team on paper as well. So I think he could be. The person that takes his team over the hump.
It was mentioned to me yesterday, actually, regarding Vancouver and are they going to move south of the border? And it was raised, why would MLS want to relocate a team rather than get the franchise fee from a city, right? So we keep hearing Vegas. Oh, well, the Whitecaps make sense for Vegas, but I'm sure MLS would much rather pocket that. What is it? $500 million, whatever it is nowadays, for
$500 million.
Wouldn't they? Shouldn't that make Whitecaps fans feel a little bit better about their
expansion versus moving?
Yeah.
Good insight.
My response to that, or question for that every time, because I would hear the same thing, is like, where's the limit on the expansion? Like, they just keep going till 78 teams paying $5. Like, I don't understand how they're able to just keep expanding like this. They must have a cap somewhere, or some point where they want to stop expanding into that top tier. And then that's where I guess it would drive the value of the Whitecaps organization up, because if there aren't any more teams being expanded into the league, then you'd have to get an existing one, and that would be the Whitecaps. So that's where I think that if you want to get in the league and you can't get an expansion team, then you're probably looking at the Vancouver Whitecaps. If you're one of these American markets that was trying to get in when San Diego got in, then then maybe you're looking at the Vancouver Whitecaps now. I think Indianapolis was one of them. So there would be some of those cities that are probably looking at the Vancouver Whitecaps now.
Hey, so I've got a couple of questions. Number one, Footy Prime wasn't invited. Was Vancouver Whitecaps internet working? Just so that's number one. Did you hear anything? Because we were blacked out. They didn't answer Sharms's email, and we didn't get an invite.
This is
to the press conference.
For Sorensen's presser on Tuesday. Yeah. I hear that maybe there's some bad blood. I'll try to mend that. And
thank you. You're our ambassador out there. Thank you. You're Footy Prime ambassador.
We had Vanny on. We had Ali Ahmed on.
Yeah.
I think we're in good place with Vancouver, aren't we?
We'll get Jesper Sorensen on too. We'll get this sorted. Don't worry, guys.
Jesper or Jesper before we go any further?
Yeah, you know what? I've heard both of them. I need to ask him straight up, because, you're right. Axel was saying Jesper, and then I heard Jesper as well. And I've always thought it was Jesper as well. So I need to get that sorted. So that's my assignment. Thanks, Sharms.
Thank you. I've always thought it'd be a Jesper, a silent J for those Scandinavian types.
We should figure it out before we throw any more yabs the Whitecaps way.
The other question.
Oh, Yimmy, stop.
Yimmy and Jeff. Where does Vanni Sartini? Where's he recently? You and I were chatting, and is he sticking around? What's going on?
He's in town. He's doing all right. I think he's probably going to take the year. I'm looking to have an espresso with him sometime soon to keep kind of chatting back and forth. So, looking forward to connecting with him over the next couple of weeks. I saw that he's doing like a coaching clinic, something in Port Moody. And that's one of my favorite things about Vanni is that he's just ingrained in the community. He loves it. He chooses to do it. If anyone wants to reach out and kind of have a coffee, he's always up for it. So I'm going to take him up on that, and looking forward to connecting with him. But I think that, he and his wife are going to be sticking around in town for a little bit. So,
just in case.
It's a great place to be, just in case.
Shop in the supporters section, supporters end, just every home game. That'd be amazing. I can see Vanny doing that, couldn't you? Just showing up with the fans.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. He could be a good regular here on the show as well. We chat with him about.
Don't bump yourself. He said, "Don't bump yourself."
Oh, is that what I'm doing here?
No. We'll save Vanny for our political commentaries.
There you go.
Right. Man of the people.
That's great.
Hey, how quiet was it that when Fafa Picault made the move into Miami? It seemed very quiet. I mean, that was an important player.
Yeah. No. Not too quiet here. I think people definitely missed him. They knew that he was probably going to go as well, so they kind of accepted the fact. But when he left, you knew that, goals walked out the door, created chances walked out the door. You miss a lot with Fafa Picault. I thought that he brought a lot of energy as well in games where they needed it. Ryan Gauld, obviously the captain, the leader, the everything for this team. Fafa Picault gave them a little bit something different, especially in those wide areas. So, they definitely miss Fafa. That's someone that they'll have to replace. You'll have to figure out a way to have someone else step up. Either someone comes in or someone else steps up and gives him a little bit more going forward. I guess Stuart Armstrong can kind of be that person in a different way to kind of give them more offense. We saw him late in the season, but didn't feature much throughout the year. And then, Ali Ahmed, Brian White's still probably going to be leading the line. Really excited to see this team get going again. But just talking about the players going out the door, Fafa Pico officially gone. Shop, Ryan Raposo probably gone. I don't think he's coming back. Ryan Gold had mentioned those 3 players in particular, and those were a lot of minutes. Like, just, regardless of how you feel about their play on the pitch and what they did, they gave you minutes in some important games. So they do need to find a way to kind of replace those minutes on the pitch. And that's where, a lot of the questions are going now. Now that the coach is in place, kind of putting the sale of the team on the back burner, who's coming in? Everyone's wondering who's coming in and how are they going to kind of replace those minutes and those points, those creative chances.
If you need a creative wide player, there might be one available if you're prepared to spend the money through Toronto FC. Just saying.
That's a pitch. Yeah. I don't think that
you wouldn't be welcome that signing. No. Okay.
No, I don't.
So Jimmy brought up how will this affect players? The kind of chaos with the ownership. How is this affecting media who cover Vancouver Whitecaps? Are you planning to move back to Toronto soon? What's going on with you?
Yeah, you mentioned that last time.
I did.
I think there's definitely that uncertainty, that concern. It's hard to really spend too much time and energy on it because of how much this team has meant to this area, to the Lower Mainland, to Vancouver. Had a good chat with Bob Lenarduzzi about the state of the club, them being up for sale, and he's pretty optimistic that they'll stay here. But I think that's an emotional reaction as well for a lot of us. Finding the positives, finding the scenarios where they do end up staying here. So I think that's where all the energy is going right now, because it's a scary thought to just envision the team leaving with so much that they've meant to this area.
Mm-hmm. And when the Grizzlies left, they didn't have the legacy.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
you're exactly right, Wonger. And that one hurt. That one stung. But it was honestly this brand new team, and for a lot of people, it's kind of new to the sport and kind of learning the NBA game, and it was different. It kind of came and left. This is something completely different if they ended up ever leaving. You talk about the Soccer Bowl, you talk about Peter Beardsley and Grovelar, and the history there, and then the 86ers, and there's just so much here.